Okay, I think we're live. Welcome to Shitcoin Talk, episode 8. I'm dumb. I'm a toilet. Just throw introductions. We got a special guest. We got a few special guests actually. So we'll start off with Colin. Colin Crypto. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. Just a heads up, my microphone sounds like a robot, so I guess we're gonna have to deal with it. I promise it's not a voice change, just a shitty onboard mic.
It's so awesome. That's why I wanted to introduce you first. Just throw it. I don't know. Noose. Noose is on. I don't know if he's talking right now or not. Got Loom Dart also. Welcome, Loom Dart.
Loom.
And oh shit! Did everyone just drop out?
Nah, I just came back.
Oh, okay. Introduce yourself then, man.
No problem. The name is Ant, aka Noose, and I'm trading shitcoins and trying to survive this latest Bitcoin surge.
Oh yeah. All right, pass it to someone else.
We'll pass it to Roger, the guy who got me into all this shit.
Oh yeah.
All right. Roger, aka Martinium. You'll see me on Twitter as Shinobi189. I tweet about crypto. I love it. Been in the game since 2011 when I tried mining one coin with an NVIDIA graphics card, which failed miserably, so I couldn't take out my coins from Slush Pool. Since then, kept the eye on crypto, got back into it heavy in late 2013, 2014. Got Noose into it, and it's been great ever since. Been trading stocks, options, futures since I was 19 years old. I'm 30 right now, so I got about 11 years trading experience, and I use a hybrid approach, mostly TA, but I do incorporate some fundamentals depending on whatever I'm trading. So I trade mostly BTC USD, some Forex, and very few altcoins, but I go for the big winners. So I can hold it for several months at a time, but I just want big ass fucking gains.
Yeah, good shit, man. Good to have you here.
Damn, that's an intro. Nobody go next. He fucked it up.
How do you follow that? I'm just kidding. We should throw it over to Nitacoin. Hello?
Bro.
Hey, sorry guys, I was on mute. Hi, I'm Nitacoin on Twitter. Just trading altcoins. Don't really care about the Bitcoin price, but hope it moons. Just looking for the next big project and developers who are actually working on their projects. Stick to what I know. And I'll pass it on to Godson.
Yeah, hello everybody. My name is Godson, aka Godson_Mansa at Mansa_Godson. I'm the guy who wanted to do a community takeover of ISIS but got captured. I've been trading this thing for like, I don't know, a year plus now. I've been in crypto like kind of halfway in, halfway out since 2011, but got serious in late 2014. I'm happy to be close to some really good guys who've taught me a lot, and hopefully we can become even better at this in 2017 when Zcash brings in all the dumb money.
Dude, you're gonna make me cry, man.
Anyways, throw it over to Crypto Rogue, the strongest man in crypto.
Yeah, strongest man in crypto.
Hey, it's Crypto Rogue. Still around trading at this point. Even my bags have bags, especially after today's Bitcoin move. So, we'll see. I'm holding more bags than I'd care to, but they'll go back up eventually. Doesn't look like anybody dump too hard, so it's just all the weak hands doing what they do. Bitcoin goes up 5%. Let's dump our alts 15%, and then buy back higher a week from now.
Dude, it sounds like a really good plan. I think
it's a great plan. It happens every time. I don't know who's next.
Loom Dart.
Hello, I'm Loom Dart. I make the occasional funny video involving twins. If anyone's got any suggestions, send me a DM, please. And I occasionally tweet calls. I've been here for about 2 years, and I hope to stay. Is that it? Or wait.
All right.
What about Colin? You guys introduced him or not?
Yeah, we did.
All right, I'm an idiot.
I'm Colin Crypto. simple day trader. I do it full time, mostly forex and crypto, a little bit of alts here and there for the high volume ones, and yeah.
Your voice is terrifying.
We're in a non.
Like,
Take me to your leader.
I'm gonna market buy more GAM right now. Just had a
Welcome to
fucking
shitcoin talk. All right. I mean, I got a big list of coins. Actually, a lot of people want to hear some coins, so I'll just read off the list. We could just start wherever we want. We got Expanse, a Zcoin update, like price and what's going on or whatever. Same with Zcash. They kind of launches next week, so that'll be pretty interesting. Digital Note, Bullberry, Viacoin, Vert, Decred, Safe Exchange Coin, and that's the list I got. So there's a few things. If you guys want to start somewhere, we do whatever. You want to talk? We could start with Expanse first, if you guys would like.
Well, Expanse just broke down from like 50K, so it just feels weird to talk about shit that's breaking down or keeps making new lows. So, I mean, I don't know. We could maybe throw up a chart and see how much money people have lost so far holding it. Let's see. Anybody got any comments on the fundamentals? All I know is that it just keeps making new lows.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm gonna say that the thing with Expanse is it's basically Ethereum, like smaller brother. So when Ethereum is taking a kicking to the nuts, it's probably not going to be going up anyway. So I wouldn't.
It broke down from 60K, and then it's just like there's just nothing to talk about here. You got former SNR here, with our rectangle, and it's just like basically if it doesn't stop downtrending here at low 40K, it's fucked. It's just not a good spot. I know someone tweeted to me and I felt bad. They were like, "Oh, Expanse is coming out with a newsletter or something, and it's gonna pump." And like they showed me, I think a 15-minute chart, and I was just like, "Oh man, you poor soul." Like you just don't trade alts in that low a time frame, especially on a news
numbers, because they're getting ready for they're launching a DAO. So right now this is just basically collecting funding until that is ready.
Right. Yeah. I mean, all the other ones too, like Shift, I know has a pretty hefty like developer fund. I'm not sure about Krypton, but they switched over anyway, so I'm not sure how that works, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could suggest someone to put some bids, basically low 40s, and then maybe even a little deeper down to high 30s. Kind of high 30s, 30 to 36. But I really hate doing that. I hate telling people to set bids. Not all the time, but in a situation like this, because let's say you tell them to set bids and it like breaks down, then you're just the worst person in the world.
Yeah.
So it's like you want to see some sort of halt in the downtrend, and even if it goes up a little, then you could be like, all right, now is a good time to buy above 40. But I would just tell people to not do anything right now.
EXP, I mean, it tried to make a bounce off of like the 54, 52 range, which it did, nice up to the low 60s, but that failed. Then it basically breached that, and then my next two levels are essentially right around the 44, 45 range, and if that goes, we're looking low 30s, 32, 33, and if that breaks, I mean,
then you're done.
We could theoretically drop all the way back down to the teens.
I mean, the reality, there's somebody out there that like has the balls to like scale and like buy all this down and buy it all down, and then that's fucked. I fucked that up. But like there's definitely if you know the fundamentals of something, it sounds like a horrible strategy, but there's a number of people I respect that they can keep buying and buying as the market turns, and let's say they'll buy it down to 25. And then it shoots up to, it always shoots up so quick. But unless you're that skilled guy, and I'll shout out what's called Secrets here, because Secrets will be the guy that he's buying here, and you're like, oh, dude, are you okay? You're like minus 30%, minus 40%. And then it's down here, and you're like, oh, God, like, I feel so bad for secrets. And he's just like, I'm breaking out cold storage. And then it's down to fucking like 23, and you're like, this nigga's crazy. And then it goes up to like 40 something or whatever, like high 30s, and he's made all his money back. And you're like, oh, why did I doubt him? Not everyone's like that, though. So I can't recommend that.
I mean, it's a strategy that requires some brass balls, but I tend to do a similar strat because you can't go all in on off the bat. That's just asking to get wrecked.
No,
just
well,
looking at this chart.
This has a shit supply. Like, honestly, if you were to even try to market buy and go, I'm value, buying this right here, you'd spike it. You're gonna be the guy that you wish
that
someone
spikes
else was.
the fucking coin. Yeah, due to the shit liquidity. Like, looking at this chart, it's definitely gonna break the nearest resistance on the fucking weekly chart. It's gonna break the fucking resistance at around 33,900 sats, 34K. I think it's gonna drop all the way to retest fucking 99.85 sats.
Oh my
and that'll
God.
be a fucking buy. That's where I would fucking set a buy, and that would take months.
You said what, below 10,000?
Yeah, slightly under 10,000, but 10K, 15 to 10K would be a buy for me for this coin because I already see the trajectory. It fucking replays all the fucking time. Always replays.
The pump started at 12. The first like monstrous spike started right at 12K. So a full retrace for everything would be down to 12. And below that, you're almost in like the original accumulation zone, which is insane.
And remember,
Colin bought the bottom, so maybe he can speak to it if he thinks that's even possible.
Yeah, the shit coins tend to not like use those fucking whatchamacallits, the fibs. A lot of people rely on fibs. I fucking dismiss those shits. I don't even use them anymore. They work to an extent, but every altcoin I've traded, I've seen it break every fucking support that everybody thinks is gonna hold, breaks that shit. Then next day, after people dump because they fucking think they're done, spikes up, makes a shit ton of money to the guys that held. That's just altcoin world.
Looking at their most recent blog post from October 1st, it looks like they have 320,000 coins left in their pre-mine to sell before their DAO comes out. It says that that's like in a few months, but it doesn't have a specific date.
Yeah, they have like 10% of it still.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't use fibs that much anymore, but from this high up here of oh my God, it actually hit 177K. Good for them. And from the bottom down here, it's an interesting 43K figure too. So every now and then I like to throw it up because even though I don't use fibs that much, you gotta keep in mind other market participants do. So why not? So that's pretty damn crucial. If it breaks 43K, it's in la la land. Like
I love when people use fucking fibs, because especially when they post their charts, because you can use that against them. Typically, if somebody's watching fib levels, that means they're going to be buying at certain points, like the lowest point, or if it breaches the 62.8 or the fucking 0.23, people would wait for the red zone, and that's when that shit pushes even lower than that, and then that's where you buy.
Yeah.
You people tweet.
All right, so we can move on.
Anybody else got anything for Expanse?
We don't think it's going to do well, or if it is going to do well, it needs to stop. It needs to stop.
Yeah, I don't know. Crazier things have happened.
And you got to watch out for the developers dumping their public pre-mine.
What do you guys think about Digital Note? You guys know anything about that one?
I'm in that guy, and I think it's pretty interesting, especially on the weekly because the weekly looks so damn bullish, but then you got to deal with all these damn spikes. So what I've been doing a lot of is toggling to the line, and the line with the closing prices, you can smooth out everything, and you take a look, and right now it's above this old ass, this 2014 closing price of 36 sats, and we're at 40, man. So if we stay above, that's already a huge sign. I mean, you got all these other kind of markers, not markers, what I'm thinking about, kind of like SNR. Hard to consider it SNR when it's a closing price, but it's still, the same thing. I would like to see it close above 40, but this thing has a lot of damn upside. But obviously, who knows what's going on? Who's gonna keep the market up because it's retracing hard. So
Yeah, that's one of those low Satoshi's value coins too. It's just like it kind of adds a different like effect to things, I think.
Well,
if
a
you
lot
are looking at buying that coin and holding it for a while, probably best to go Trek side, considering you're saving yourself 6-7
yeah, Trex
Satoshis
is
right off the hop there, just because their wallet's working and Polos isn't up. So
yeah, Trex is
that's
Oh
weird.
something
yeah,
to
Trex is
consider.
way lower
No,
Yeah,
Trex doesn't make any damn sense, really. Like,
at 35 right now, while Polonius is at
yeah. It 32
40.
is low today, so yeah,
like
it's crazy.
someone way back when like trolled it, but like they trolled it way late. It's one thing to troll the coin when it comes out, right? But like,
Mhm.
who did this? What the fuck is this? Someone bought it up to
2,000.
10,000 sats last year. You know, like, who is this dickhead?
It's like someone pulled a fatality on the chart. Can't even
He's
look
not
at
here no more.
Yeah. So I mean,
Rest in
yeah, it's
peace.
really weird the Trex disparity. I don't know. I guess it's what's called the literal market makers. And I know we abuse the term in crypto, but someone that's just providing liquidity and they're just smashing it back and forth, taking advantage of the fact that the wallet's disabled. But
Right.
same thing. I mean, I would like it to hold the high 30s and then make another push. They have news coming out, and so it's buy what's called buy the rumor, sell the news thing. But I think it's pretty substantial actually on a technical level if they implement it, because they want to merge mine with XMR, and one of the reasons I bought Uno, side shell, is because it's tied to Bitcoin, and then the increase in hash should mean the difficulty goes up, meaning that there's more intrinsic value. So
Yeah, I
I don't
agree.
know how that's going to work. Monero has a shit ton of CryptoNote hash. It could give it more value, but it could also be a Namecoin scenario where people are selling it off because it's free coins. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's a really weird coin, and low sat coins you have to have humongous balls because every little
Mhm.
sat can fluctuate hard. So even if you're going to do a big amount, you have to do a big amount fixed. Like you have to be okay losing a whole Bitcoin. You can't say, I'm going to sell, 3 sats lower because it's, minus 15% and my risk is minus 15%. No, you have to say like, all right, I'm willing to lose a Bitcoin, but it's at this specific price or whatever. Like the fluctuations are just wild.
I agree completely. Those low, yeah, so I was thinking those low Satoshi value coins definitely add a.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know, like with Dog D and stuff, it's like you
Yeah, oh god, you
you
can't.
you you can't say like I'm gonna buy, I don't know, 3 Bitcoin worth and sell it minus 25% because that's like a hiccup.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's like the next
I believe it's
Satoshi.
called Verge now.
Fuck that coin.
Dude,
Dog D
nice,
for
dude.
life. Dog
Dog
Yeah,
D
D
for
for
life.
dog for life.
Yeah.
I'm doged.
All right, I'm gonna
Dozed.
stop sharing so other people can share charts. I don't want to beamish this show.
Okay, fine. Wait, got shit. I don't know. Decred. Let's talk about Decred. It's also one that's kind of getting the shit beat out of it. Huh?
Yeah.
What are we talking about though? Like,
Is there anything to ever talk about with Decred? Really,
Decred
ever?
is just another coin with great
Yeah.
fundamentals that people keep buying despite the fact it keeps making new lows. That's it.
Yeah, people keep
Yeah,
ordering
it's
and it just keeps breaking new lows. From a technical standpoint, it's testing those lows right now, and it might hold, but there's really no reason to buy it until things turn around. People are just spending more money to lower their average right now.
Yeah.
there's nothing stopping it. It will just what's probably going to happen is you might see it spike up a little bit and then it'll dump back down again, to make new lows. Like it's not really one of those coins where you want to chase the bottom, wait for it to have a solid move up consistently. And yeah, you might buy 20%, high from the low, but you at least avoid the risk of buying and watching it, fall out from underneath you like it's done the past couple of weeks.
I just noticed it's under $1, and
Yeah, I saw that too.
it's the first time under $1 since launch.
Yeah.
So like it launched under $1, at like 95 cents, and then it went to 270, and then yeah, it spent some time up there, and then it tried for another surge past $2, and yeah, man, now it's not looking good.
What is it at? Is it still above like 90 cents?
It's 90 cents right now, and the reason why I'm referencing a dollar, I got to give a shout out to Spaceman. He's made a lot of correlations between the alt USD price on certain coins, and people may talk about the liquidity of the alt versus USD, and then sometimes there's not even an alt USD market, but some of these coins is very critical to do so, especially with something like Decred, because they had their announcement. I think they modified it now, but their original announcement talked about how they worked out it's not really a pre-mine, but some company kind of invested in it. I think it was Company 21, where the developers got a peg of 50 cents per coin, meaning they could buy back the coin from the consulting company. So when you hear that, how can you not consider USD, because the developers are being paid on a fiat basis, So
Yeah.
when I heard that, I was already thinking like, holy shit, the developers are up 4 times the amount. And yeah, so that's pretty concerning that, it fell below a dollar. So I mean, maybe that's a value buy scenario, like, oh, it's under $1, but I don't
The
know.
markets that have a tether pairing on Polo are also very good to watch the USD price, because there's bots that'll actually arbitrage that difference. So those are a lot more focused on the dollar amount rather than the BTC amount.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like the other day, I was looking at XRP, and it looked okay, but it didn't give me that, like, kind of the buy signal where I'm looking to place bids or market buy immediately, and then I turned to XRP USDT, and I was like, oh shit, like this really looks good, and yeah, every now and then you can make those correlations, but yeah, Decred with the whole 50 cent developer fixed price, whatever that is, that's always been concerning to me. And then the other concerning factor is the fact that it has really solid fundamentals, and there's always seemingly an excuse to buy and hold. And that may make me sound cynical, but I really don't like those types of coins. I don't like the coins that everyone says, oh, this is an obvious buy and hold. It's like, okay, I'll wait till an uptrend starts.
Just buy it. Just buy it. It's obvious.
Yeah, but like there's been a lot of those. Like what else? What else has been doing that? I think LBC, for one point, we thought that too. There was everyone making the association with Alexandria. They just buy and hold it. It's like, well, it made a new all-time low. I'm not going to do that.
Oh yeah, someone wanted to talk LBC, but there's this same thing again. It's just like a water slide at an amusement park, man.
Yeah, I think a number of the coins people ask us to look at are from kind of investors or people that are holding on fundamentally. And don't get me wrong, like we have eyes on coins like that, but it's kind of tough to even evaluate those, because you really just start off with has it made a new all-time low? Yes. All right, move on. Has it made a new weekly low? Move on. And just people don't want to believe that. So
yeah, it's like down 80% since even September 7th.
Yeah.
And then even before that, dude, you're like, oh man, I don't even want to look at that.
Yeah, I mean, people just want to buy shit as it keeps falling, and it's a bad habit. I'm trying to break it here or there. I try to do quick flips, or I'll do a flip and then let it go too long, and I have to remind myself it's just easier to buy shit as it goes up. But the habit of people wanting to buy stuff because it looks cheap, or that it's going down and it's going to be easier to buy as it's going down, it's just such a bad idea.
Yeah. Someone brought up Vertcoin, VTC, and I was wondering if there's so are they the same devs as the Zcoin devs, or are there like?
Okay, so
what's the relationship there?
The thing with that is the lead Vertcoin dev was Porman Insam, and that was Bushido. So he was known as Vertcoin dev and Bushido, and he was the lead Vertcoin dev, and I think he helped design the algo for it and some other stuff. But he was always very hands off, and had like kind of broken English or really didn't care about his communication skills. He was always just known as like the talented guy that you could reference stuff to, but his PR was shit. And you know, he did a couple other coins too. So he did Moneta, and then he did Zero Vert, and he also even did one called Pug Coin. And yeah, and that actually had it had a ridiculous difficulty function in it, and it was worse than even Monocle. So combined, the guy's done like 6 or 7 coins, and to an extent, he was sort of like an I got spots, but he at least didn't overmarket and oversell anything. He very much stated that all his stuff was for, you know, experiment and for his college, and I think even Zero Vert was for his college, because he went to what was it, John Hopkins, I think. But either way, the main thing is like he has experience. He has experience, and like kind of the experience that we know. And what I mean by that is when people were like, "Oh, the algo in Zero Cash, in Zero Coin is so difficult. It's fucked up. They fucked up the code." All I could think is he fucked up the code on purpose. And then find out that he kind of did. They made it so every new block, the difficulty increased. And I think Wolf Zero was saying that if they don't fix it or fork it at a certain point, that it's going to be unmineable. And all I can think was like, oh, he did that on purpose, because with Vertcoin, script then was incredibly hard, making, you know, high cost coins. Monocle, same thing. I think they did a certain type of difficulty thing. Like, if there's one thing that guy is good at, Poorman, is he knows how to make the miner suffer. And he knows, like, whether it's GPU or you're gonna have to rent out a bunch of, you know, botnets, like he knows how to make you value your coin. So that's why I bought Zero Coin. I was like, this sneaky motherfucker.
Yeah, the miner that came out for Zero Coin 2 was kind of like that, where it didn't matter if you had a Celeron, you know, fucking thing, or an i7, you still got the same hash rate regardless. So it kind of made it so that you like the smallest guy could still get a coin regardless of how shitty his laptop is versus your supercomputer, you know. So yeah, I mean that's one of his things, is trying to make sure mining doesn't centralize too much.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's more about him making the miner value the coin, like how they acquired it. So, you know, I always thought that coins like Quibbit Coin or NIST 5 or whatever, they were going to be shit, because, you know, for all your efficiency, you're mining and you can be gaming at the same time or whatever the hell you want to do. If your machine's not taxed, why are you going to value your coins at all high? Like, you're shitting out coins for doing nothing, you know? So the opposite is true as well. Like, when I first started mining Vertcoin, I couldn't use my damn computer at all. It was aggravating. And so, you know, when I went to sell, I was like, I want this shit to be worth a certain amount. And thankfully, other people had the same feeling, like, oh, I mined, like, and it was annoying. I had to keep calling home to restart my machine. So, yeah, don't mind me, guys. I'm just elbowing my daughter and wiping her boogers.
Ew! So, what do you guys think about Vertcoin on like I see, I think Crypto Rogue has a chart up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually like it at this range. It's been doing some really just nice sideways with a couple of spikes. So
some high volume
spikes were high volume spikes as well that I like. They both kind of hit at the same level. They kind of fell short of that 10K spot. So, you know, obviously, you know, we're well below historical highs, but, you know, in a breakdown of any kind, you know, just kind of doing ranging, you know, Ant mentioned he's got like a 25% range for some of these coins. And if you look at here, you know, the low fives to kind of 6,500, you know, that's barely a 20% range. That's pretty comfortable. You could flip that if you wanted to, or you could keep on buying on like the small dips and averaging down. You know, I don't see any reason to sell it right now. I'm not saying it's a great buy, because it could just keep on going sideways for infinity, like some coins do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
not
so,
it's not broken at all. It's ranging in
What's
this like
the all-time
little
low for
accumulation
that coin?
zone.
What's up, Bloomberg?
What's the all-time low for that coin?
Oh
Uh,
man,
All
really.
time low. I'll tell you right
I don't think you can get it on there because it was on Crypsy first.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe 1900, way back in May of last year.
I
Yeah.
believe it was much lower than that.
But not on Polo, on another exchange.
Yeah,
yes.
that would have been
It was
that.
on
Yeah,
Crypsy, but it was on everything before. I mean, that's the problem right now is we don't really have the really old school stuff.
we
In
don't.
2014, I mean,
Yeah.
in 2014, it ended up getting like damn near worthless at one point. So
Yeah, I remember it being around 1,000 satoshis.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
mean-
well, you know what? That's a problem a lot of us have too, that we don't see very much in other markets. Like when I traded forex, I only traded it briefly, but I'm very thankful I did, because when I looked for a setup, I didn't give a fuck what the latest Euro USD price or GBP USD. I didn't give a shit. I was just looking to make money on whatever range was available, whatever breakout was happening. But in crypto, we're constantly like, oh, I don't want to buy it. It's up 3 times, and but the reality of it is, at that point, it's probably a good point, time to buy, whether we're going to sell for 20 to 50% more, or we're just going to hold it for the majority of the trend. But yeah, it'll break your heart sometimes looking back at some of these all-time lows. So I wouldn't say it's even good practice.
About VTC, I actually just remember that I actually have a bag of that. I've been loading up for a while there, and I was buying because I think it was Testo who pointed out the similarity between that and XRP, and he was wondering if it was the same market maker moving those two coins. So I mean, it looked bottomed out, and it was on Polo and everything. So I've actually been buying some of that for a while. I don't really expect it to.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, if you could
It's got a CNY,
pull up,
and that's really important too. So
yeah,
every now
pull
and
up
then,
both those charts and look at them. You see what I mean?
every now and then BTC 38 and Hubi, JUBI, they just pump their entire exchange. Like, it's just every chart will look the same,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter whether it's Vertcoin or Megacoin, but like everything will pump on those exchanges, and that's kind of the main reason I even speculate on it, because yeah, it's on Polo, yeah, it'll range for a while. But those CNY pumps, they're beautiful. And, actually, I feel like we haven't had any of those in a while, so maybe we're due.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, like
Sick.
alt CNY pumps. I don't remember the last time we had a good cycle. I mean,
It's-
actually, the beginning of the year, you can see there. That's when the weird shit happened. A lot of people, I guess it's out of their memory banks already, but that whole crazy buy up, at like the whole alt market got bought up in the beginning of 2016.
That was alts were back, baby.
Yeah,
That's when Bitcoin was at its lowest points.
I couldn't sleep. Like,
Yeah, that's when that's the same time that Expanse spiked up like that. I mean, everything did. So
Yeah.
I bought I have like a bit, because kind of for nostalgia as well, because it was kind of one of the first coins I tried to mine as well back when I started. It got wrecked obviously, but I really like it. So I kind of buy those old coins as like nostalgia, but I think it's a good thing to have. Like I just like Vertcoin. So.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah, I
coin.
started buying in the low sixes and then averaged down. I've been averaging down a little bit here and there as it's slipping.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad thing.
And this is kind of, yeah. It's so I think it's a safe bet to me. It might go sideways for a while. I don't expect it to slip more than maybe another 5% from here. But you never know. Maybe the market maker's listening is going to go be an asshole right after the show.
Right, and the way that
happens.
it's pumped in the past is just like, you're like, holy shit, dude. I mean, Vertcoin has some crazy pumps. So
Yeah, for me, a lot of these coins are really just, where can I park my BTC and not be afraid of losing money? So that's why I'm comfortable with holding Verge for a long time, because I know it's not going down anymore like any soon. unless something really, really bad happens. And
Right.
Usually
yeah,
a long ass sideways like that's beautiful.
yeah,
Typically,
yeah,
once you see so much sideways, it's imminent pop. The smallest pop at these ranges makes 2 to 4 times your money. So it's just good. And this
yeah.
one I've
So
been looking at it since like late August.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been
And
going
then,
sideways for a long time.
and the nice
yeah,
thing
but
is a lot of the times the small pops is it's just the market maker trying to force people, going for those quick 25 to 30% gains to sell into them. And then they'll hang on to those coins, take that out of everybody else's supply, and let it slide back down and continue accumulating some more. And then when the pump actually happens, people have been almost trained to sell for 25 to 30%, and they do that. And then it just clears up the sell side because everybody expects it to, it only ranges up to 10K and it comes back down until it doesn't. And then it goes 4 or 5 or 6 times that. And everybody's like, well, I saw that's ago.
Yeah, luckily, hopefully nobody in this podcast / live YouTube hangout, fucking nobody's dumb enough to sell within 30-40%. I mean, if you're trading altcoins and looking for 30-60% gains only, get the fuck out. You're gonna lose all your money.
Yeah, it's different for like coins like XRP where you can actually buy a fuck ton and
that's because that's liquid. Most altcoins
the
that share
altcoins
has to be non-liquidity. So non-liquid markets, 30% gains. If you keep trying for that shit, you're just gonna fucking get destroyed. But most noobs, that's what they go for. You gotta hold this shit like that drunk guy with Bitcoin. Hold that shit, and fucking eventually when you get your real spike, hell yeah, you get your good spike, then you got.
Another coin I wanted to touch on real quick. Go ahead.
I do a lot of breakout trading, and you can do 30% there easy. And those are a lot less risk because you're not sitting in the coin for 6 months. You're sitting in it for 12 hours. So, I mean, if you're just jumping in, yes, it's already pumped, but the technicals look good. There was a breakout with volume. Then you can get in, get out, and then just move on. You don't have to sit in the coin.
Yeah.
I'm very much
that's definitely a news thing that he's been talking about for a while. It's a really good.
Earlier, there's a million ways to trade crypto. I mean,
No, you know what it is. Colin. And speaking of breakouts, I've been kind of studying and practicing and doing breakout trading for I'd say about a year now. But I never did it before because I was kind of afraid, and I was always like, oh well, it already took off this amount. Let me not get in. But yeah, there is an awesome satisfaction in timing it right, and you get in with the surge and you get out. And yeah, I mean, you didn't get the best price, but the time investment and the money you make, it's almost like, to me, it's like you arrive at a bus stop and everyone's bitching that the bus is taking forever. And then you're like, oh, look, the bus is there. And they look at you and you're like, what? That didn't take long. And you're just an asshole. They've been waiting forever. And you're just going to get on the ride and get off. And yeah, you're not getting the best price, but you can pack it in too. That's another thing that's really important about breakouts is you can judge your lower boundary to like the daily low or whatever, and you can stuff in a decent amount of Bitcoin. So that 30-40%, it could be huge, but obviously if you time it wrong and you buy the fake out, that sucks. But it's something I've been really, trying to master a bit. And I always save a little Bitcoin on the side for it. And I joke and call it, precision FOMO, because obviously you have to market buy or you have to hope someone dumps on you after it pops a little bit. But
it takes a certain mentality to get over I'm buying this. It's already slightly pumped, and I'm going to sell it higher. I'm buying high.
You're buying the top. Often you're buying the local top in hopes that there is a higher local top. So, it's almost as scary sometimes as buying the bottom because you don't know if it's the bottom. And if you buy the local top, you don't know if you actually bought the top of the day. So it's interesting. It's a definite psychological thing to get over.
Right.
I mean,
it's a lot easier in Forex because there isn't those connotations. I mean, the market makers have so much money and the volatility is so high and there's so much dollar amounts moving that so it makes a lot more sense to buy high and sell higher there. In crypto, you kind of get attached to this coin is worth this price, which isn't always true.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that. When it comes to Forex, the buying high and selling higher it's just so much so much easier because you're not you don't know what your friend really doodle. That's but you don't know how many people bought.
Quick shout out to Bitcoin Dad.
Yeah, just switch it up. Just switch it up. My dog's being a dick.
The other thing is obviously people kind of get scared with alt liquidity to buy high and sell higher because, and Anthony and I discussed as well, a lot of people are scared to make a big buy if they can't dump it immediately and minimize their losses, right? So if I buy one BTC worth of a coin, can I immediately dump it and only lose 5% and protect myself? And you don't see that. Generally with breakouts, play, so it's a lot safer to attempt that then. But people, they still have that fear because before the breakout, that wasn't a viable option. So, guys that have done Forex do pretty well with the breakout plays. I've done it a few times myself, and you're right, it's pretty cool to get in, get a quick 30, 40% and get out, and then go back to, bag holding for 6 months.
It's euphoric.
Yeah, well, Rogue, you got me thinking. I almost don't want to bring it up because it might be a sore spot for you. But you bought the local pot breakout, and imagine if you held even a little. So I kind of want to rib you and congratulate you there.
Yeah, I went 900 to 1400, and then it retraced almost completely, and then it decided to go to the fucking moon on me. But yeah, that was, and I was pretty stoked. I was like, yeah, almost a 50% play on a breakout, and then it decided to really, really break out.
Yeah, and you in that 900 you bought, that was what, 4 to 5 times from the yearly low or something. So
well, I think Secrets bought that shit at 100. So
fucking guy.
So I think it's two completely different strategies, but they are very similar. Buying the breakout and accumulating down low. In a sense that, buying the breakout, you're hoping it busts out and someone buys it higher, and then buying the low, you're basically sitting there waiting until somebody comes and buys it off you. If you see a project and it's going downward, there's absolutely no reason not to buy it if you have patience. If you're looking for a day trade, that's obviously not what you're looking for. But if you're looking long term, buying something that falls 30% on a day like today, when there's a good chance that it can recover 10, 15, 20% even tomorrow, isn't necessarily a bad hold. And on a long-term scale, if you find the bottom, that's why all-time low and all-time highs, I kind of look at both of them for the sense that if it's an all-time low and it keeps going lower, I'm going to wait. But if it finds that bottom, I'm going to want to accumulate in that bottom. That's why I have no problem waiting on the breakout, because a lot of these coins are so illiquid, you can't do shit with them unless you wait a long time to accumulate a bag.
Yeah, we're the low volume heroes, man. Low liquidity heroes. Bitcoin Dad is in the room now. Better late than never, So shout out Bitcoin Dad.
What's up, guys?
I had a VIA chart pulled up. Someone was talking about VIA, VIA, and I haven't really. I know I got a new developer and stuff, but I haven't really paid attention. But damn, that thing went kind of nuts.
Yeah, that is beautiful. I really wish I didn't follow my instincts, and my instinct was stay out because Romano's my boy, and I didn't want anything to happen where the price goes too low, and I'm thinking like, oh, I know how hard he's working on it, let me hold, or the price goes high and I don't want to sell because just whatever, just the emotional attachment. So I didn't buy any, and I know that might shock some people, but I didn't buy any. But I'm really glad he's doing some good work for it.
Yeah, it looks pretty damn good. So
what's the best thing to happen to its price in a long time?
oh yeah.
Yeah, some hilarious things are like how Scam Bust posted on the thread, and he was impressed with Romano, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, that guy was one of his biggest enemies. So it's pretty interesting to see people turn and realize that, even though Romano can shit post like no other, he can actually develop. So it's pretty boss.
Yeah, we were joking about him renaming or having a rebrand to the hentai coin.
Well, AABTC was actually talking about how, maybe he should take over Altcoin too.
Yeah.
That was funny. But the sad part is he might be a more competent developer than whoever the hell Edgar's hiring, or I don't even know if anyone's maintaining that blockchain.
I don't think so. I think they're just staking the hell out of it. So, but yeah, Bitcoin, that's pretty cool. And it's still mineable, right? I mean, it's merge mined with Bitcoin.
No, it's
I
merged.
thought it was, no?
No, it's script, so it's merged mine with Litecoin.
Oh, okay, right, okay. Yes, just got over $1 million market cap, so.
Yeah,
no, it's if I pull up my chart here real quick.
No, it's a really boss
It's
ride.
good. It's broken up kind of out of this this low it's been stuck in, for God, that's it, almost a year now, going back to June of last year. We just broke above that high, and obviously when it launched, it went up really high. But that, to me, that's pretty good if it can. I'm okay with the going sideways from here as long as it kind of stays up and almost forms a new accumulation range.
I think it needs to.
It's kind of what you want to see happen from here. So you almost want to see this pattern kind of repeat itself at a higher price level, and that would be a good sign for it, because that just gives it more fuel to move up. Again, the problem a lot of times, people want these things to go parabolic, but if you traded crypto any amount of time, everything that goes parabolic comes crashing down to earth horrifically, and then it takes a phenomenally long time to recover from that. So I'd much rather see it, move, some nice percentage gains, and then just kind of, resettle and almost re-range at a higher price zone, while it gears up for the next move, and you basically get a new generation of bag holders at a higher price.
Yeah, I mean, this spot's a little scary. I think if I remember, this is around ICO price. So this whole, 6 to 8K range, I mean, you got people that might wake up one day and they're finally at break even or even a little profit, and they're gonna want to sell. So
I want to say ICO price was just above 5 because it opened at 3 times ICO, and I didn't buy in the ICO, but I remember I bought hard when it opened at 16, and then it tripled from there, and I was pretty stoked about that. But so we're already above the ICO price.
Okay. I thought I for some reason I thought ICO is around 8K, but
no, I thought it was around 5.5. I want to say, because I remember Architect tweeting that it was up 3 times off the bat from ICO, and I know that because I bought in at 16, missing the ICO, and then I tripled off that way back when. So. It's good. I like this level. It's made some good moves. I don't expect it to skyrocket from here, but they got a competent dev. He's bringing on more people on board, so they got some good things that they're working on, and we'll just kind of keep an eye on the project and see how it goes.
Yeah, no, Romano, he told me a little bit about the Anon development he has planned, and I was happy, I was impressed with it, but I sent the shit back to him, and I'm not saying any insider information because I really can't, even if I wanted to. I told him, I was like, this looks good. I don't understand half this shit, so good on you. Like, I'm not gonna pretend. I mean, I work in cybersecurity and I know a decent amount about cryptography, but my knowledge only goes as far as kind of the whole Alice and Bob examples. You see in all the things, Alice says this and Bob sends this, the kind of crypto notes, white paper shit we've seen a billion times. And he's definitely put in a concerted effort, and I'm sure he's running low on modafinil. So, I'm happy for him. Obviously, I wish I was, partaking in some of the gains, but I also wouldn't want to be in the opposite scenario where, if anything, troubled the coin that had nothing to do with his ability, and I'm down 40% rooting for my buddy. So
right, it's cool that he just took over Viacoin instead of, like, I don't know if he wanted to make his own coin, he probably just could have, but like it's pretty, like, it's a well-known project, and so it's like I think it's a good thing, man.
Well, it's a fucking gamble too, because, man, people on the thread were like, shitting on him left and right, and I'm just like none of you fucks did any GitHub commits.
I don't think he really even cares. So I don't think he's gonna get discouraged. Like,
yeah, but it wasn't really him that pissed that. It was that Drac who originally was the dev, and he did like fuck all of them. One day he just dropped it to this guy who really just wanted to help out,
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is crypto. You get in trouble for helping projects. So.
So I got a few more coins on the list, but I don't know. Zcash launches on the 28th. So
Yes.
the next
The world will never be the same.
after the launch of Zcash.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it,
A
dude.
lot of people want to know about the next big Bitcoin. So we got.
Yeah.
I tweeted out basically do you already have a deal in place with Zcash? And that kind of was hinting towards anybody who already had mining contracts or any type of deals with OTC buying and whatnot. And I expected my poll to oscillate way more to yes, because we're not everybody's in the same groups, but everyone kind of knows everybody from a group, to the point where to me it seemed like everybody already has something lined up, or at least a speculative, or they bought off a friend that had something lined up. And I think my poll was like 40% of people, only 40% of people actually have a deal lined up. So I mean, maybe our inner circle, and I don't mean us, but I mean kind of the survivors of crypto, the past 2-3 years, actually have more of an inside edge on Zcash. But if that's the case, man, this is gonna be fucking wild.
Yeah, the thing that I was thinking about was that the contracts, there's like 3 main mining contracts or whatever, but they've only raised, I don't even know how much the crowd sales were for the other one, but Zeropon was like less than 500 Bitcoins. So, and then there's only like 3 of those, and there's not that much money that can actually even be bought yet, so I'm not sure how much is actually raised, but it's pretty small compared to
the very fact that they're running out of the very fact that they're selling out their stuff is just testament to how much is out there looking for stuff to get into,
Right.
And if you think of all the shitcoins that raised millions of dollars over the past few months.
You're right.
What was it? Yeah, Waves raised like 13,000 Bitcoins. I mean, come on, like, can you even compare that thing to Zcash? So I mean, the thing is, there's limited opportunity to get in on a deal, some way or the other. So there's a lot of money waiting there.
I mean, maybe Colin can speak a little to that, because I'm honestly a little confused about the different tiers. Zero Pond, looked like an amazing deal, and then Tuman Brothers came in and they tried to kind of shit on that. But it seems like Zero Pond is just like, okay, well, you have optimizations, we can just provide better deals on what we have. And then now NiceHash is gonna come out with their public miner, so. This
right now it's just a cat and mouse game. Someone will come out with one offer, then other people will make improvements that either benefit a private party or everyone, and then that forces the other party's hands to change, so they'll offer discounted rates or extended terms. And so it's a back and forth kind of ping pong game of getting cheaper prices that are competitive. But there's also the demand fact that there's so many people buying them that Tuman's running little auctions where originally it started at 0.05 BTC per hash per second, whatever the solution per second, and there's so many people buying that they can raise the price to double that, and they're still selling out within minutes. So it's just back and forth of price equilibrium, I guess.
Yeah, what is that solutions per second thing? I mean, I saw Not So Fast tweet it, and I've seen that SOL per second. And my
instinct rates of solving on Equihash. The proof of work algorithm that Zero Guys uses.
So is that almost a definitive block reward that they're kind of stating? Like hash, has always been, it's your ticket to solving a block, but you may not solve a block. Is solutions per second almost like they can guarantee a solve of a block?
I'm not a technical guy, so for fear of people pitchforking me later, I'm not going to say confirm yes or no.
I mean, I'm not. We don't have Not So Fast or Juggalo on, so we're fucking kind of crippled in that realm. But I never saw this sol per second ever in any type of mining thing. So it's a little interesting that there's.
Right now they have solvers, which are different than miners. Someone made the code to solve an Equihash equation and get the answer, I guess, and then now that code is open sourced, people are building them into OpenGL miners for NVIDIA and AMD. So it's like one step is done. Apparently it was the hard parts. Now there's a lot of people that can make the miners. And so I assume after launch we'll have open source miners for both CPU and GPU that are maybe not as comparable as 0pons or 2mins, but a decent amount where people can still move their GPUs over.
Man.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a crazy arms race, and it's everyone's just gonna be trying to one up each other. So it's gonna be awesome, dude. There's so much hype about it. It's gonna be crazy. I can't wait.
Yeah, and then BitMEX put out that article earlier, so that's a bit strange. I'm still thinking about that. Sorry, go ahead, Godson. I talked over you by mistake.
Oh, no, it's okay. I mean, I was just going to say that what I'm really excited about is the amount of money it's going to bring and the amount of attention. I mean, it's going to be the Dogecoin of 2016, It's going to bring in so many people who are going to buy, the Zcash from eBay. And then, when they're up 10x, they're gonna think, "Oh my God, what is this space? What is going on here?" Then it's gonna bring, we're gonna be sitting at $5 or $6 billion altcoin market cap by this time next year, and that is gonna be largely because of Zcash. So I mean, even if you don't really play Zcash itself, the ripple effect it's gonna bring when an article on CNBC or Bloomberg comes out, that is going to be amazing.
Did you just steal my pinned tweet?
What?
Did you just steal my pinned tweet about 5 billion market cap? You can't just steal my prediction like that.
I didn't. I don't even follow you on Twitter.
Fuck off.
I'm kidding.
So I suppose
I'm kidding. We talked about it last a few weeks ago.
I know.
Is what's everybody's thought on kind of how it's going to play out with the launch? Obviously, with BitMEX launching their contract early, people have been kind of predicting the price, and I'm always me personally, I'm always skeptical because God knows how many times we've heard that the next Bitcoin is here, and we're still waiting.
Yeah.
No, it's a big fucking deal, man.
People are exuberantly bullish on this, and that always makes me a little bit nervous.
Yeah, exuberance. In this case, this has some strong fundamentals. It will be an altcoin. Nothing is going to replace Bitcoin ever until we're maybe 100 years from now. But
I don't know about
I think we have two things going for it. We either want to dump on all the new capitals that come in, and they're going to end up hating crypto, says the Wild West, and say, fuck it. Or we can hope for a stable launch with a steady increase in mining, more hash power, and a steady increase in the price, which will gain crypto a stronger following, and everybody makes money just a bit more slowly. So, I mean, in my case, I prefer the longer term, slower gains, so the market cap and capital keeps coming into crypto, and we make more money along the way and get more mind share. Because remember, we need mind share because most people aren't too technical with computing, unfortunately, although they should. But the more people we get in, the more mainstream people, and they bring their capital with them, that's gonna be a big deal. Now, as long as they deliver on their promises, they will fail with the no GPU and no ASIC point. Eventually, somebody will make one. But at least I think it does have fundamental characteristics such as the anonymity that will make it a big deal.
I don't think they're going for ASIC resistant. I don't think they're going for that.
I think they're
not going for ASIC resistant, but because it takes 8 megabytes to mine, it's going to be pretty hard to make an ASIC for it.
Yeah, for decentralization, not specifically ASIC resistance. If it becomes too centralized, more so than Ethereum with GPU mines, they say if it gets past that stage, they'll consider switching algorithms even. So, yes and no to that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that's pretty interesting. And then it comes down to how much they're going to adhere to that. So when it comes to forks, we just have such a horrible connotation in crypto about them. But when I first got into Vertcoin, the reason why I was so gung-ho about it was because they said early on, we will hard fork any algo anytime we get an ASIC built for us. And everyone ate that bullshit up. Like, we were just like, that is fucking awesome. We have devs that are like, we're going to fight ASICs. We're going to hard fork. And so if they actually do that, because, that didn't happen with Vertcoin one fucking bit. I think it stood script end forever. And then they stupidly changed to Lyra, which was just easier to mine. But if they actually do that, where it's scaling up to you know, like you said, Ethereum level centralization, and they hard fork it, those would be amazing positive hard forks. So that'd be great.
Himself, the developer, said if GPUs take over and it's centralized like Ethereum, it's not the end of the world for, Zcash. Obviously, it's not his best case scenario. He wants CPUs to be able to compete, even if it's at 20% of the hash. But at the end of the day, everything's open in the air, and even just the threat of we'll move to avoid that level of ASIC centralization makes it scary for people developing ASICs because it's expensive and they have to value in the cost to build the research and development and all that. So even that will put it off for a little bit longer. Because you don't want to spend $5 million to develop the world's best Equihash ASIC and then they switch.
Yeah. That would be horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one thing I was gonna say is that it's gonna be kind of cool because there's gonna be some but people think there's gonna be like big money trying to buy Zcash or whatever. It's like the constrained supply, and the fact that like people that have the money probably aren't going to try to mine it. It means they have to buy it from like the miners, and like it's just gonna be fucking for the first week or two. It's gonna be crazy. Like I don't even know what to think about price wise or like whatever. It's just I don't even know, man.
I'm gonna skip school for 2 weeks just to watch Zcash, man.
Dude, I accidentally took the day off work on the 28th, like a month or two ago, and it happens to be the Zcash launch date. And I'm just like, yes.
Are you guys mining it? Anyone mining it? Colin, Moondart?
Heavily.
Yeah.
Heavily? Did you invest with one of the companies, Colin, or?
More than one, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm mining. I got a 0 pond contract, so I've got some.
Yeah, my plan is going to be. Sorry, go ahead.
I haven't got anything so far. I'm kind of still looking for any like. My thinking is when it launches, that's when everyone will actually come out with the GPU miners, and then when one person comes out with the GPU miner, I'm kind of assuming it's going to be like a chain, since I know quite a few people are working on GPU miners for Zcash already, and well, since there is quite a few, I reckon they're all going to launch at once, and then I'll probably look into see if any more mining contracts come out then. So I mean, I don't really see. I mean, there's some point of getting one now when the Founders Edition, when the slow starts coming up, since the block rewards will be quite small, so the price of a coin will be a lot. But it just seems like the hash rate is so high.
Yeah, my current play now is going to be the nice hash method. I'm going to try to get, if the price is low enough, I'm going to try to get a fixed order, just in case things go out of hand and everyone starts throwing like millions of hash.
I don't know, but since it's launching, I think you'll be able to make return on equity fairly quickly. You typically on launches, the spike up is massive, and this has so much hype behind it. Because it actually has strong fundamentals that I think getting in at any price might be the best bet. Hopefully nobody buys at the top, but buying in as soon as it comes out, I think everyone will see at least some upside, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to be like it's going to be hell. I don't know if Poloniex. I'm not sure like if everyone's just going to list it all at the same time or what. Like I think it'd be foolish not to, but
hopefully it doesn't get on Trex because everything that gets on Trex dies immediately.
Yeah. It'll just dump right after it gets listed on Trex. Oh man.
Who's calling for 1 BTC within the first month?
That dude, Jack Sparrow,
Jack Fruit,
and some guy have a bet for like 10 trades above 1 Bitcoin or something.
Oh yeah.
It's just a basic supply and demand right now. It's hyped up more than, let's say, Augur and Rep was. Way more hype, and the supply is way lower. In the first week, there's like 50,000 coins. I mean, compared to a million or whatever Rep is. So even after the December 31st, I think the number is going to be around 350,000. So
very small,
just tiny. We're talking about. So we're going to have some extreme volatility in trading.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I can't wait.
No, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, next episode's on Saturday, the day after it launches. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen.
Toilet wouldn't have slept by then.
Nope, I'm not going to go to sleep. I'm going to wait. I'm going to see what the hell's going on. So
I'll be in Mexico for Genesis block, so hopefully I'll come back to chaos.
Yeah.
Nice.
Another thing with the NiceHash Zcash miner is that they've got an incentive to get the most current, like the most efficient miner, because if they don't, people just won't use them. It's not the same for like the mining contract, like Zero Pond and the other one, since once they've sold a contract, they've sold a contract, and like you can't really get a refund or anything. That's why I think I may go just the NiceHash method. We get my own rig
Yeah,
up.
the nice hash method has always been the thing for me because I'm like I said last week, I'm the guy who's first to wreck some new coin with a bajillion giga hash because that's what I've been doing for a while. So I'm probably gonna go through that method and try to get a fixed hash order, and then try to maybe bid on some hash there. But I mean, who knows? Maybe the miner is actually not going to be that good, and we're all fucked up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be crazy.
It's
So,
just all a gamble.
but yeah, we're about an hour and 10 minutes in. So, if anybody got anything else to add about anything else, speak now, or else we're done.
Buy it at launch from market and just never let go.
Yeah, just hold it forever.
Yeah, exactly.
No, don't do that. Maybe I don't know.
Keep getting deleveraged from my BitMEX longs because they're in too much profit, so it forces me to close them. Annoying.
Wait,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so weird. That's funny. Fucking BitMEX. Yeah, what is it? It traded at 160 or 120 or $130 or something like that.
Yeah, it's like 0.2 right now.
That's nuts. That's too much. But not really. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
I don't think we've
Well, that's the
seen
thing. If you look at it, it's, even the contract expires December 31st, assuming everything launches fine and whatnot. So at December 31st, there's 350,000 coins, even at 0.2 BTC. That's still under $50 million market cap. So I mean, we have what 10 for coin market cap. So it's not insane to think about. So that's at December 31st when the contract settles. So I mean, the first month could be even crazier. Who knows?
Oh
We
yeah.
have a little competition in here for its launch price on BitMEX.
I'm just gonna buy at 1 Bitcoin and sell half on a double.
No, like a little group contest in here.
Okay, all right. So wait,
We have come a long way, shitcoin talk people. 2014, could you imagine us talking about this mini $50 million market cap?
Fuck no.
so wait, Loomdart, you wanna do it in line with Jackfruit's bet or different criteria?
Just whoever gets the closest price wins.
Okay. On what? On opening day?
BitMEX's price when it officially launches, I guess.
Okay.
Opening day, yeah.
Dude, I don't know.
Aren't they gonna reprice on December 1st, or is that something else?
That's after
past
launch.
Okay.
I want to pull up the chart real quick. Oh my god.
What are you gonna throw up fibs or something? Like
No. I just want to see it.
Spirals.
It's a rise only market, man.
let me check that out. Exactly.
I'm surprised Yobit hasn't done anything for Zcash.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. They haven't even launched a Yobit IOU coin shit there.
Yeah. I don't understand how it works, how it even opened, like how many you just buy or sell, like is there just infinite? I don't even know how it exchange really when it starts, It just opens on BitMEX and then someone shorts it at 250 or something, or what? Like I don't get it.
The way I see it is once Polo opens, BitMEX won't matter. It's just going to follow the market leader, which is going to be Poloniex. So when Poloniex does 100,000 coin volume, I mean, we're just going to move to that instantly, and then the index price will be based off those arbitrage.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are only at BitMEX guessing prices right now. After the markets open up, we're all going to be moving over.
Yeah, but I mean,
It's all just
BitMEX contracts are
speculation.
pure speculation. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all speculation on what the price will be come December 30th.
That's insane.
So keep shorting it, guys, and I'll keep getting my contracts closed.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, what is it sitting at right now? Yeah, 0.2. So.
I've been
0.2.
resisting. I won't short.
I
Will
would-
not.
Dude, I couldn't.
Remind
What the
yourself
really
every
sucks.
day, don't short.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really fucking dangerous especially on the launch. I would advise against it. Not, at least not for a few months. Shit.
Yeah. So, well, there's Zcash. We did it. We talked about the Zcash stuff.
They're still gonna ask us again next week. What do you think about Zcash? What do you think
Yeah,
about Zcash?
I mean, well,
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, the whole price thing on launch, it's kind of a dual part question. It's what's it going to be once people start mining, and there's an actual market, and then there's going to be, I guess, the futures price too, because BitMEX they said they're going to redo their market, but I'm really wondering what's that going to do, because if let's say you have a long, right, and it's at this point 0.2 price, but then it opens lower and Polo, and they reprice it. Like, what the fuck's gonna
That's
happen?
the risk. That's what's the risk that the person buying that shit early takes. I mean, it's deriving its value right now from speculation, and once the actual thing comes out and the real spot price from whatever the volume meter is, that's what they'll follow. If that shit drops way below, you're fucked. You lost a lot of money.
It's
That's the
also
risk these people are taking.
right now because doesn't have an index, so it's
Exactly.
enough capital. You could dump it to 0.000001, and then that would force margin call everyone and force them to close. With enough capital, you could push it either way without an index price. So
That's the thing. Yeah, even if you're 1-to-1 leverage short, I think there is a margin call price. Like it can't go to zero, and you haven't been margin called, even with a 1-to-1 short.
We're getting asked if you guys think that Polo will add margin trading on Zcash. What do you guys think?
It is margined already. It's at double.
Absolutely.
The futures contract you're looking at right now is at 2x, 2 times.
I said on Polo next.
I believe
Polo.
Polo don't they have to send a letter to somebody preemptively because they're getting their margin practices investigated? I mean, Polo hasn't added a margin market in a while now. I mean, everybody expected them to add ETC.
Right now, they're waiting to see what the CFTC is going to do because they're being investigated, and because there's no reason they wouldn't have added ETC. Them adding the spot for ETC, Ethereum Classic, basically made that market. There was no reason they didn't add a the size stuff behind the scenes. I think so. Probably not right away.
Bittrex have the same
good point.
Bittrex actually, the thing is, I don't think Bittrex's platform is going to be done before the Zcash launch and all their margin stuff, but I believe that they are further in line with regulations than Polo is right now as far as allowing margin trading on altcoins. But obviously, everybody's been clamoring for, like, the most obvious one recently was ETC to be added for margin trading, but they never did that, and that brought in tons of volume. And I know Polo hasn't added a margin trading coin in well over 6 months. I haven't seen one for 6 months.
Yeah, I'm on this one. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they add it, but I feel like there's more behind the scenes and that they won't right away.
They're not. I don't believe they're going to add it right away, simply because of the legality and regulations issues surrounding their margin trading platform that they have to sort out. So don't count on Polo to allow margin.
You guys, if you are looking for short opportunities to dump your stash, there will be large OTC buyers and sellers. There will be markets for OTC with the big players that are in Bitcoin right now. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you can't really. I mean, the volume on Zcash is going to be so huge. I don't think Polo. I mean, they might just bite the bullet and just go ahead and do it anyways and try to fight it, and still make the money. But with Trex, I don't think the margin trading thing is going to be available when Zcash launches.
Yeah, I think
Actually,
seeing as they're probably still going to ask you for all kinds of verification, it's probably going to be useless anyway. So
I actually think the opposite. You just reminded me of the requirement. So 99% of Trex markets, it's going to be irrelevant. Actually, all of Trex is going to be irrelevant for margin trading requirements. But Zcash might be the only one that actually fits that criteria. Like, I think it was supposed to be $10,000. No, I can't remember. Some absurd number a day, like $100,000 or something.
Margin and fiat were like 1 in 4,000 BTC volume per day, and the whole exchange was doing like 1,200. So either they're expecting to get 100 times the users in volume, or maybe that was a little unreasonable. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah,
They're
but
invited
Zcash
in.
might be that thing that actually puts them over the edge and just disregards the rest of the exchange.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, they're inviting in a market maker kind of reductions in fees that they didn't have before.
I didn't even know they didn't have that. Like, how the hell did they not have that?
They have it. They have it. It's called if you make a $10,000 thing.
How do you not reward people bringing you liquidity? Like, I didn't know that. Like, it's one thing, like, you know, we talk about privileged accounts getting different discounts and speculation on that. That's a whole different story. But I didn't know they didn't have what I consider basic, which is the polo tier system, you know, on every exchange system where the more you trade, the less, you know, fees you get over time. And yeah, some of the tiers are insane. Like, I think Shitcoin was saying you need to do $7 million in volume a month to get the highest tier.
We were looking
But
at
even
this.
then, it's a goal for a market maker to reach over time. And I didn't know that Trex had none of that shit.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. But I mean, the new platform should be.
You do get a shirt though.
I didn't get a shirt. I want a shirt.
I'm supposed to be getting a shirt. So we'll see.
I'll buy it from.
It's so fucking stupid. Like
I lost all my money at Bittrex, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
They delisted all my coins.
Yeah, but you have a couple of delisted bags still, don't you?
You got a what?
That's true.
Maybe they'll send out actual bags.
Alright.
I still have my Razor Coin T-shirt, so I got that going for me.
God damn it. You got a Dogecoin. That's
We
good.
should get Romana to revive that, Colin. I think I have a bag of that somewhere as well.
everyone has a bag of something dead, man.
Well, all right.
We can't all just be like, Romano, give us a coin.
So I guess we'll just wrap this up. But thanks for coming out, guys. I appreciate it. Colin.
Yeah, nice to be here this week again.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. And sorry, I sound like a robot.
Yeah, it's all right.
No, I think it's awesome, and I think that we should all strive to sound like that.
Like
Yeah,
a
we should all
robot.
do
Yeah.
that. So next week you won't go on the
Should
shit.
have given the scam devs that use voice changers and sound like, 80-year-old people.
We've been thriving to get someone to sound like Bane, so this is awesome.
Yeah. That's so cool.
All right, I'm gonna jump off. You guys have an awesome weekend.
All right, guys. We'll talk later.
Peace.
Peace.
See ya.
Bye.
Subscribe to Shitcoin Talk if you want to. Okay. See ya.